Welcome to Evil Geniuses, Inox and Snoopy to the desk. Guys, congrats on the win. What were your thoughts coming into that game?
Coming into the game, we were pretty much tired of losing to Shyvana, Sivir, and LeBlanc.
Okay.
Like, these three champions were just staple champions that teams were playing against us, and every single one of our defeats was actually against those champions.
Wow.
So we looked saying, can we play this comp, or can we play something against it? And it's actually very hard to find something to play against that comp, so that's why we went for the comp itself and took it in Champion Select.
Inox, how did you feel about playing Shyvana up there? Seemed like a pretty good matchup for you.
I was actually surprised. That was my first time playing the matchup versus Karthus, but he hurts. I'd try to run up to him, I'd eat a few Qs and be like, okay, well, I'm not doing that again.
So walk me through your whole thought process. So you come into it blind. What's your first instinct on the lane?
I don't want to fall behind in CS. I want to go even at most and hope that I can get Snoopy or Pobelter to come up, get a roam off, dive him, push him off towers, and take the towers.
How'd the adaptations go as you go into the lane?
Pretty well. I don't know how that lane's supposed to go, but I think I played it pretty well. So.
Good.
We actually, during this game, I said at the start of the game, I'm going to try and loot to gank top more. Because like Karthus is a relatively easy kill in the lane.
Yeah.
Even though Shyvana has no CC, it should be a relatively easy kill. Turned out I didn't go top, and what it ended up being is like a stale fest in top, which is actually quite bad for us. If Karthus is just free farming the whole time, it's kind of bad, especially when he has TP, and he's got a summoner for his team, plus the global. I felt we should have applied more pressure top, and it's kind of my fault for not applying that pressure. But then I looked mid, and it was like a couple of free kills mid, which we didn't convert all of them. There was one specifically where we dropped a pink, he had no flash. Yeah. We went in mid and tried to pick up the kill on Voyboy, and I got counter-ganked. Like, we knew Karthus had teleport then, we knew we were wary of him turning, but we felt we could burst the Kali, but we didn't quite manage to do that. So, yeah, the matchup top, I think you need to watch. If you're against the Karthus top, you need to not let him free farm the entire time, because it's pretty bad.
So you just dissed you on the desk.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I had a good game, I guess.
Yeah, you did actually amazingly. 7, 1, and 12 on Shyvana, one of the only two level 18s. The two of you actually tended to carry the game. Did you guys expect that with your bruisers there?
Kind of expected our teammates to die. When before the game, we were talking about it, and they're like, okay, they're going to be diving us, going for the dive with the Akali, the Vi and Leona ults. And then I said, I'm just going to dive right back at them.
Tended to work out for you guys, Snoopy?
That's the biggest thing with this team we were against, is they're a very heavy dive.
Yeah.
You have to keep your eye on Akali. It's so hard in a team fight when 5 people are running at you to keep your eye on that one champion. And it was Akali for most of the mid game and then even into the late game. Yeah. So you saw a lot of times we're dropping pinks like frantically in team fights. I don't know how many pinks I bought that game, probably like 12 or like 13 pinks at least.
Nice.
For team fights. And keeping our eye on Voyboy and Akali was like the biggest factor to winning his team fights. He had to go down. And you'll notice he started getting tanky as well. He started building the Spectre's Cowl and then into the Zhonyas, and he probably would have went Banshees after that. And then we're like deciding, do we switch our focus? But not really, because he still had a damage output to kill Pobelter in team fights. So we had to keep our eye on him all the time.
Okay, so speaking of team fights, then we do have a replay. If we can get that up there. It's a big ace for you guys here at the Dragon Pit. 5 to 8 in kills, right? Very, very close right here. What happens in this? Basically,
in team fight, you're going to notice we're constantly calling, look for Voyboy, watch for Voyboy. So they engage, Dominate comes in this side. Keep your eye on Voyboy this whole time. It gets turned on instantly. Everyone's screaming Voyboy, Voyboy, and it gets insta-bursted. That's how most of these team fights have to play out. Once he's down, the team fights are relatively clear-cut. We had to watch the Karthus here. He did get a little bit of damage off, but my passive ticks and managed to tank quite a few hits. And then we're able to clean up again with Inox and Shyvana, because they didn't have the damage. Once Akali goes down, their damage output was reduced quite a bit. So basically, you see every single team fight that we played in, we want to focus down Akali. You saw at the very start of that fight, everyone knew exactly what they had to do, and it was focused down Akali, and it's exactly what we did.
Okay, so then I want to ask you another question, because you brought out Volibear here. Why?
Well, the reason for Volibear, so they banned Olaf. And traditionally with a Sivir comp, like you have Shyvana top lane, and then you want like another bruiser just to run in with Sivir. And Olaf was banned, and then Vi they'd picked, so you couldn't go in with the Vi. And then traditionally, like I just scaled to the next bruiser, which was Volibear. Yeah. And even though it's not been seen in a while, it's still a very viable champion. And especially lately when you've seen a lot of jungler bans, like you've seen almost every game about 5 jungler bans or something like that. Sure. I had to expand my champion pool a little bit, and Volibear was just one of the champions that I turned to and picked it up. And it's had a lot of success in scrims, and it was nice to pull it out here today.
Yeah, it was interesting. Kobe was talking about it during Champ Select, that you had kind of a Stampede comp going. You added a bear, which I feel like is a proper Stampede. So back to you, Inox, playing the Dragon here. You've had a pretty varied top champion pool. I remember at the beginning of the split for you guys, your team started saying, well, yeah, it's when he's playing these carry tops, it's when we're doing the best. How do you feel you're performing so far?
I'd kind of like to go back to those carry tops, but it's been working out with us with the tank tank playstyle. It's a lot easier. not as risky. Like, if you fall behind on a carry top, you're going to look horrible.
That's fair. How do you play differently when you're on a different type of champion?
Kind of play a lot more passive. You don't look for as many trades. You just kind of want to farm, and as you're playing a tanky top, you know you're going to have an impact, or you know you're going to have an impact late game.
Okay. That seems to work out for you guys. Of course, congratulations on your win. We're going to get ourselves up to the next game, and hopefully we can see another EG win.